The Clockmaker's Gift, the Hour of Peace. The city of Ypres was a landscape of jagged ruins and bone-deep mud. In the middle of this devastation stood a small, partially collapsed clock shop. The owner, an old man named Bram, stayed behind when everyone else fled. He didn't have much, but he had a collection of hundreds of clock's grandfathers, pendulums, and tiny pocket watches, all ticking in a frantic, disjointed chorus. In 1915, a heavy bombardment forced a squad of soldiers to take cover in Bram's cellar. They were young, terrified, and shaking from the thousand-yard stare. The sound of the shells exploding outside was deafening, a constant roar that threatened to break their minds. Bram didn't tell them to be brave. Instead, he spent the night winding every single clock in the shop. One by one, he synchronized them. As the sun began to rise, something miraculous happened. The chaotic noise of the clocks transformed into a single, unified tick-tock. It was a steady, rhythmic heartbeat that somehow cut through the vibration of the falling bombs. The soldiers stopped shaking. They began to breathe in time with the clocks. For those few hours in the cellar, the shop became a bubble of order in a world of total chaos. Bram sat with them, handing out cups of hot water, and together they listened to the rhythm of time. It reminded them that there was a world beyond the trenches, a world where time was measured in seconds and minutes, not in casualties and lost ground. One of the soldiers, a corporal who had lost his speech due to shell shock, reached out and touched a small brass clock. For the first time in weeks, he smiled. He pulled a photograph of his wife from his pocket and showed it to Bram. No words were exchanged, but in that moment, the war had lost its power over them. The shop was eventually hit by a shell, and Bram was forced to leave. But decades later, after the war had ended and the city was rebuilt, a new clock shop opened on that very spot. The sign outside didn't have a name. It just had a picture of a single golden pendulum. It was opened by the same corporal who had been in the cellar that night. He had survived the war and become a master clockmaker himself. He dedicated his life to making clocks that ticked with that same steady, calming rhythm. He told his apprentices that a clock isn't just for telling time. It's for reminding people that even when the world is screaming, there is a pulse of peace that never stops if only you take a moment to listen.